What's good, family? This is my movie review of the movie Leave It All Behind. Leave It All Behind. Yeah, man, so this is a movie. It was pretty dope. I'm going to give you my ranking and stuff. And for y'all that don't know, it will be maybe a couple spoilers here. But this movie it came out in 2023, and it's basically about a family that goes through a vacationing family, white family, that vacations in this really nice house. And the house is owned by, like what do you call it? Airbnb, but like a high level Airbnb. So, but it's owned by like this black dude. So, like he in the money markets and all that. But anyways, man, it was pretty. If you can bear looking at Julia Roberts' old scarecrow self, I never thought she was all that great looking. Anyways, I always thought she was like average, some skinny mouse looking average chick. But this movie was pretty dope, man. It was pretty dope. I like many things about it. So this too, it was basically a cyber attack had taken place. And while this family, white dude, wife and two kids, he was like a simp, getting ran by his masculine Karen wife, played by Julia Roberts. And I don't really think she added anything like solid to the movie, like that couldn't be done by another bitter old Karen. You know what I mean? I don't really think she added, except I think what she added was like people know her. You know what I mean? But really, she just played the role of some 60-year-old, aged, bitter old white woman. So, I mean, it's probably what she is in real life, And, but anyways, other than that, if you could bear looking at her, it was still a good movie, man. And, actually, man, be honest with you, it's one of my favorite, apocalyptic type movies. I can't give it a 5 because 5 you give to The Road and you give it to the Book of Eli. Those kind of took place after the event, you know what I mean? And now it's a post-apocalyptic movie, whereas this movie, the thing I like about it is that, so you had this character played by Julia Roberts who was like a closet racist, and maybe she just didn't like anybody, but it's the undertone is that she racist. She's like, how do you black people own this house? So she was like, nah, we're gonna need some ID, and she just was very disrespectful and distrusting, and she was just a bossy Karen, basically, man. So he had that dynamic. And he had the black dude. He had his daughter with him. And they were waiting on the... excuse me, I'm walking fast because it's kind of sprinkling out here and I didn't expect this. But had his little mouthy, sassy little black daughter. College... I didn't like how they slutted her out and made her all sassy and well, now and again, when you think about it, how are black American women? What's their personality type usually? It was a very well written and thought out movie, I think. Quite honestly. So you had the different dynamic, the racial dynamic, the distrust dynamic, where Julia Roberts was like, we can't trust these people. And then the husband was like, well, how we can't trust him? He has the keys. And it was like, so he had that dynamic, but then you also had so then it's like stuff started gradually deteriorating. Stuff started gradually happening. You know what I mean? Like let's see. So when it's gonna be some spoilers. I gotta spoil it, but maybe I don't have to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a good movie. But at the beginning, let me say they was at the beach, and it was like everything was gradual. And you saw it was kind of like that movie back in the 1980s. What was the name of that movie? Called The Day After. Where you seen, except this was way, of course, the camera work and the camera quality and how it looked was very good, superior. It was crisp. You know, everybody was well characterized. How you say, casted. It was casted properly. You had the sassy tattooed little black chick running her mouth. You know, and it was a pretty good movie. And he was waiting on his wife to get back. I'm not gonna ruin this movie for you. It was a good movie. And he was waiting for his wife to get back from Atlanta, or I forgot where she's come from. But there was some upscale black people. And what happened is he was in the money market he was in the money market, you know, like trading and stuff, looking at an investment banker, looking after people's money. And one of his clients was like one of the elites, you know what I mean? That was like, yo, you know, I'm about to move a few billion here. I need you to do that right now, you know. And it was a really good movie, bro. And his homeboy gave him a tip, the rich dude who they never named, you know, Elon Musk or something like that. Dude, it was a good movie. He gave him a tip and was like, yo, you got to move my money. Something about to happen. I can't really tell you. And he was like, good luck to you. You know what I mean? And it showed you that when the stuff hit the fit. So I think this was oh, dude, I can't even tell you the other part that happened either. Dang, I do want to spoil it. But, you know what? I'm going to spoil it. This part. I think it was New York got hit with that nice a couple of them. You know what I mean? I didn't really like how it ended because, you know, the girl just wandering off and all that. But I'll tell you what, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like certain things, but it was dope. I get a movie of 4 out of 5. I had to say, man, I had to give 4.5 out of 5. So far as an apocalyptic movie. Now, it didn't take place like with the purge and all that with the killing. It wasn't like that. It was like everybody went from regular. It was really like a storytelling what life is going to be like during the collapse. And I'm going to walk you through this step by step. And everything going to be clear and you're going to understand. It was like that. It was like nothing I really seen that was like, all right, well, what happened to this person? All right, well, how that happened? Like missed holes and stuff. You know, like, oh, yeah, okay, how that happened? It wasn't really like that at all. It was like, dang, this makes sense. It was well tied together, man. I'm trying to think. Main thing I just didn't like is the difficulty of having to look at Julia Roberts, man. Scarecrow looking self. But other than that, man, she was just being a typical Karen. But other than that, man, this movie was dope. It'd probably be good have a kid watch it too. It wasn't really like, you know, racy and over sexual and stuff. It was a good movie, man. I might even have my kids watch it. It was dope. It was dope. But it showed how like life went from regular to, okay, this is weird. And then you had the prepper dude who knew it was going to happen. He had his ham radio, you know. He knew it was about to happen. He should have been prepared. I'm locked and loaded, ready to go. You know what I mean? They had good actors in there, man. I think one of the actors was actually in a Purge movie, I think. If it's the same dude I'm thinking. And it was good, man. It was a good movie, bro. How it was high quality. How it was laid out. The casting was good quality. How they looked and dressed and stuff was good quality. What do you call that? Casting. And the digital effects was decent quality. You also seen how the animals reacted to some kind of, EMP or whatever it was happening, taking place. It was dope, bro. I suggest this movie. Some people may not have liked it. I don't really know why. Maybe it was looking for bloodshed or something like that. It wasn't a lot of that. I don't even think I even seen. Let me think. That wasn't really the premise of this movie. It wasn't a lot of people in this movie neither, man. That's why, like a lot of extras and stuff. One thing I was wondering is like, where all the doggone people at, man? You know. So that's one thing I didn't really understand. I know they was out like in a rural area, but it was like all these highways, but ain't no people. It was weird. And maybe this took place like right when this stuff started happening. And it was like a 2-day process, so maybe people wasn't freaking out and panicking. And it was out in a rural area, so maybe that's why. But on the highways, I didn't see no people neither. I didn't see people. So that was weird, man. That was weird. They could have hired a bunch of extras or did some digital effects and threw some in there. But that was one thing I didn't get. Like, where are all the people at? But that didn't really take away from the quality of I think, quite honestly, man, it was one of my favorite apocalyptic type movies, bro. It's one of my new favorites, bro. And it gets you thinking like, dang, what if this did happen? You would have to leave everything behind. And there was some other, man, I don't want to ruin all the stuff for you. Let me just say this. There was some planes that fell out the ground. And, dude, man, they said a lot without saying a lot. They just showed you. You know what I mean? But it wasn't all super drab and boring. It wasn't really boring, I think they did a real good job on this movie. I get 4.5 stars out of 5. Let me run in here and get out of this rain. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to, brothers. Donate to the channel if you want to. Hey, we might have to leave everything behind for real. That kind of gets you to thinking like, dang, this could be the first step. Then it was like, is this an invasion? What's going on? Mass confusion probably will be the slice of the day at that time. People don't know, is this an EMP? Is mass? Is this what is this? Why ain't nothing working? So that was in the kind of the period of time where it's like, all right, confusion, why ain't nothing working? It wasn't like chaos time yet, till like later on and stuff started happening. I mean, quite honestly, it looked like they was trying to tell you how this actually literally step by step gonna go. I'm like, wow. They didn't really leave a lot to the imagination, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, man, it was a high quality piece of work, man. I think they did a good job on it. And I think it was very realistic, man. Very realistic. You get to see how you had a different type of characters of people who knew what was going on. The prepper dude, the hysterical mother. Then one of the kids got let's just say that a sickness happened to him, put it like that. It was dope, man. I think it was just a straight up, excuse me as I run up this hill. I think it was just a straight up type of thoroughly done movie that didn't really need to say much more, didn't really need to do much more. You know, there wasn't a lot of holes in the movie as I think about it, it was a decent movie. It's pretty decent. Of course, I ain't like the simping husband, but you can't have a angry Karen wife. Jezebel gotta have her Ahab, man. You gotta have Sean Quisha and her simp. And so you had to have this weak-willed husband and a strong-willed wife. And, what I mean. Other than that, and he was kind of like. That's one thing I didn't like about the movie. The husband was like worthless and emasculated. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that, but he's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, but hey, man, that's white people's families, man. No racism or nothing like that, but that's how a lot of these dudes is about their women, man. American men is socialized to be more passive towards their women. Let the woman run off sideways at the mouth. So that's realistic too, even though I ain't like it. And I ain't like the daughter being a slut. Well, I mean, she wasn't really. You could just tell what she was. She didn't really do it well. A couple slutty things, but other than that, it wasn't really sexually raunchy like that. Too much, But I think it was highly realistic, man. This is pretty dope, man. That movie, I think I use that as a teaching lesson for my kids, man. We watched The Road, we watched The Purge. No, we didn't watch The Purge. We watched the Book of Eli. And this movie, man, this really, the thing I got about this movie is like, man, this could happen anytime for real. And yeah, it could really happen because, see, like The Purge is like, all right, after the initial apocalyptic event has occurred, now we gonna, set up this where crime is so high, and now it was kind of like a wet dream for, Americans want to, all these guns, man, they didn't want to use them, Americans are violent anyways, man. Per capita, America got more violent crimes than most countries around the world. Per capita. So Americans look at the movies. America is a violent country, man. Look at slavery. Look at extermination almost of the Native Americans. So America got a long track record of terrorism and violence. So it makes sense that art imitates life. So the Purge series being a work of art or imagination or creation, so therefore it resonates with the American public, which is why they made 3 or 4 of them mugs. Cause they like, hey, let's purge. So you can't eat, man. America gonna be like purge center, man. America's gonna be like, I want to purge. All this mental illness out here, and these people, it's already a violent culture. Then you got all these dudes out here sexually deprived. Look at the mass shootings that already occur in America. Come on, man. One dude get divorced, children get taken away from him. He do a mass deletion and delete himself. Or stand off with the police. Come on, man. America is primed and ready for that kind of situation. Then if you include I'm just thinking about the purge after the apocalyptic, after the event, whatever the event is. But then you look at how fat Americans are and how they don't like to go without too many meals. Come on, man. People gonna be fighting over food, especially in America. These people spoiled. A lot of people can't go without like 3, 4, 5 meals a day. I don't even remember last time I had 3 meals a day. I don't eat maybe twice. Most times, one big meal and a snack. But yeah, Americans, they fat, man. They like to eat. Food tastes good, but it ain't good for you for the most time. For the most part, you know. So Americans is used to ease, especially the women in America. Like I said in one of my previous videos, man. When Sean Quisha don't eat, niggas die. You know what I mean? She ain't confident. She go send somebody out there to go get that thing which make her comfortable, which is food, money, water, whatever. Because she ain't going to be uncomfortable because she don't know nothing about being uncomfortable. And she going to send her legion of simps out there to go get it. That's the real purge, man. So, I thought the movie was great. I thought that it was well done. And very realistic in my eyes. It was kind of like, most people would probably be like, hey, what happened? You know what I mean? And they literally won't know what happened. But in this example, we got like an inside view from like a dude on the inside that's telling us, you know, what happened and stuff. So, like the money management dude, he dealing with billionaires and millionaires, and they say, yo, you know, something about to happen. I'm giving you a heads up. Wish you luck, brother. And they very well explain that within the movie. Yo, man, it was a good movie, I gotta say, man. Let me see, what else? It was like not too many digital effects, but it all seemed real. It was like a sobering movie. It wasn't really about doing a whole bunch of special effects, explosions and stuff. It wasn't really about all that. It was like whoever wrote it was like meticulous, and it was well written and thought out and stuff. That's what I think. And the pieces fell together very well. And the thing I didn't like, man, I didn't like the ending though, man. But I mean, you know, I've seen way more horrible endings than that, you know. But I didn't like how they, you had to guess, you know, kind of like, I don't want to spoil this for you. Let's put it like this. You had to guess, because I put it like this. Their daughter would always run off and stuff. Where is she? Where is she? You know, that's how some people raise their kids, though. Just let them go about doing what they want to do. So you kind of had to guess whether or not they found the chick or not. And that's one thing I didn't like. But it wasn't enough for me to, you know, crucify this movie or nothing. Really. It was a good movie, man. I think it was realistic. And I think I will definitely show my kids this movie. Because this right here could happen. Like, you know, the post-apocalyptic stuff, like, all right, the bomb's already been dropped. Or the purge, all right. People just purging because they... But this right here is this movie is like before all that. Like I'm walking down the street right now and just, you know, stuff not working. A whole bunch of, all of a sudden I just see a whole bunch of people walking because their cars don't work. Like, where all these people come? Always walking. Where all these people come from? And people, cars not working. Like, oh shoot, what happened? So that's how that movie took place. That's the time period, in my opinion, where that movie took place. It was about the initial event and situation and people dealing with it. People that had the benefit of a heads up dealing with it. I think it was a good movie. Anyways, brothers, like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to donate to the channel, go ahead and do so using the Cash App in the description. And if you want to email me, you can do that too. Peace.